The Nothing Phone 1 was well received, and the Phone 2 is supposed to make everything better, with better processor, better camera, better display and better software. Design company. I could even feel that when unboxing the device. I mean, look at that USB-C cable. And isn't that the coolest SIM tool ever? The Phone 2 is similar to the Phone 1 in many ways with subtle differences. It has, again, a beautiful boxy matte aluminium frame. And again, I can't deny the similarity to an iPhone because of it. And once again, you can look inside through the glass on the back. Only now the glass is subtly curved on the sides. And it's quite amazing what a difference this makes. The Phone 2 feels a bit thinner, softer and simply more ergonomic. You can see and feel that a lot of time went into the design. Every microphone and antenna strip has been carefully placed. Despite white, there is now a dark blue-gray, and I find it very cool. And you have to think about the crazy effort they had to put in, because it's not only a color like on every other phone, they had to order every part on the inside in exactly the same color. When I take a closer look at the back, it's hard to say if it's better than the Phone 1. A few of the shapes are different, the texture is a little bit finer. The aluminium around the cameras is now black instead of silver, and the red video LED is a dash and not longer a dot. The glyph, that's the name of the large LED pattern on the back, has a few more elements. It lights up when messages arrive or someone calls. It now has an automatic brightness based on your environment, and it is brighter than before. The glyph can be a bright flashlight, and I once made the mistake to look directly into it, and now I have the pattern burned into my retina. When I first arc up here has 16 elements, and so you can see when a timer goes off, for example, or you can see how the volume is set. And when you call an Uber, the LED shows when the car will arrive. But my highlight is something very simple. The strip up here lights up when a message arrives, and it stays that way until I look at the display. And I have this set for WhatsApp, and it's super nice to just glance at my phone and know what's going on. But also the ringtones are kind of cool, and you can even... And I don't think that the glyph revolutionizes the way I use my smartphone, but I would miss it if it was gone. Something that no one can see but our Earth can positively feel is the low CO2 emission. Just 53 kilograms. They even write that on the product packaging. An iPhone 14 Pro with the same storage is 71 kilogram and the Pixel Fold is 93. The reason is many recycled materials. However, I see room for improvement in the water resistance. IP54 is better than nothing, but it only protects against splashes and not submersion. In addition, you are more or less forced to put the device on a table with the display facing down if you want to use the glyph. And that's why I had a deep scratch inside my pre-installed protective film after already 1 hour of using the device. Slightly larger than the Phone 1, and this is due to the slightly larger display. 6.7 inch instead of 6.55 inch. That's 1mm more in width and 4mm more in height. So really nothing worth talking about. And I almost didn't notice the smaller bezels. I think the higher brightness is the most important. It's 1000 nits full screen and 1600 nits peak. It's a beautiful display with symmetrical bezels and only a tiny hole at the top center. I personally don't know a more beautiful phone from the front. This is what the iPhone will look next year or even the year after that, if we are lucky. It's really fun to watch videos on this display, and that's also due to the stereo speakers. And because it's LTPO tech now, the refresh rate can drop from 120Hz down to 1Hz. I only was annoyed by small things. The fingerprint sensor is fast, but the location is way too far down. And it's not ultrasonic technology. It's also a shame that Gorilla Glass 5 and not the newer Victus 2 is used. Or that the resolution is only Full HD Plus instead of Quad HD Plus. These are all things that 99.9% of people don't notice, but I do, and I think some of you do too. Honor and Motorola also decided to go with the strong, energy efficient and stays cool. I have zero complaints about the performance. All games now run on the maximum settings. Everything responds instantaneous. Every animation is fluid. The Phone 2 is in no way inferior to an iPhone 14 Pro or Galaxy S23 Ultra. Since Phone 1 was introduced, the software has evolved a lot. Not only visually, everything fits better to nothing with the fonts and the icons, but also functionally. For example, you can now set handy shortcuts on the lock screen and even place widgets there, and they are even visible in the always on mode. I really like to see the temperature at one glance.